And we had a pretty solid slate of announcements at Honeywell. We talk about them a lot because you know what? When you talk about industrial and technology convergence, there may not be a company that's doing better. And by the way, there may not be a company that's doing better right now in this crazy market than Honeywell. Last week we talked about their earnings, but you know, the value industrial, the rotation, this company is in a really good position. But this week, the company also announced its new Honeywell Forge connected warehouse, which is all about basically enabling this industry for shifting operations, lowering costs, adding visibility. And, you know, the Forge line has been there for a while, but the market's continually looking for more clarity. What is this? What is basically the opportunity from Honeywell, from its software to deliver value? This is a company that has a huge footprint in the market, serving, real estate, retail, warehousing, and they're basically building an almost latency-free technology that offers, operations, maintenance to be able to collaborate seamlessly. Putting a dashboard of metrics, alerts, recommendations to help distribution centers do more with their analytics. I'm glad you're flashing these up, giving me the cues here, Pat. But to get a little bit of an understanding of why we get excited about the Honeywell Connected Enterprise HCE technologies, this company is basically looking at $100 billion, TAM here in terms of the opportunity in the markets it's serving. It's got software for real estate, for warehousing, for industrial, for aero and life sciences. You can read the chart. Sorry, I got a little enamored here, Pat. But, you've got a really large opportunity. And the launch this week, leaned into that, the retail and warehousing space, which is growing really quickly. This is a company with a lot of domain expertise, which is very important. Companies that are looking to implement automation. You've got workforce shortages. If you listen to Amazon's recent earnings, you heard how difficult it is to scale up, scale down your retail operations right now, warehouse operations, back office, technology that can add automation. It's big on ROI. It adds a lot of value. And here's the other thing too is, the technology on the back end, Pat, and who I know loves to say connecting the front end and the back end. You love to say that.
I do. It's my favorite insight. So,
but in all seriousness, this is complex because the back office operations, that technology that can be able to look at performance, it can look at OT systems, it can look at the overall environments, the macro manufacturing or warehousing environments, and be able to connect that to your front end is going to be critical here, and that's what Forge is promising to do. It's going to take legacy technologies and it's going to bring it into the future. It's going to automate and improve data capture, process optimization. And it, of course, is going to take Honeywell's deep knowledge in their domains, which is one of the areas that I think we sometimes underestimate its importance, is that effectively, this is a company that understands the retail, warehousing, building technology environment, and they're taking that technology and they're rolling it into markets to be able to connect to those front-end systems and streamline, the experience that, all of us are looking for. So you're talking about, just to kind of pull this all together, really the sites themselves, the assets on the sites, and then, of course, giving technologies and access to the workers, including, by the way, humans in the loop and the technologies and the automation. So they're really bringing together kind of a full stack of services, Pat, that takes the facilities, the physical spaces, the operation, which is all the technology that's inside, the warehouse, the inventory, the packaging, the out the door delivery, taking all that together. And then, like I said, layering on automation and technologies that make this more and more seamless, add value to their market. So, Pat, in the spirit of time, I want to give you a few minutes because I know that we've only got a few minutes left in the show.
Yeah, great analysis. I really like where Forge is going. In mid 2021, you saw their real estate operations service come out, really hit on those non-residential real estate trends driven by a lot of the dynamics of the pandemic. And then, with the pandemic, we saw a lot of online buying, right? We saw what happened to Amazon. Gosh, we saw even happen with Walmart and even Best Buy, right? But what else did we see? We saw a lot of talk about how workers were treated, right? And I think with this solution, what Honeywell is doing is, they recognize that instead of squeezing the most out of the employees, they're squeezing the most out of their assets, right? So how do you do this? Well, this is where you have their connected warehouse, which does, exactly what you were talking about, which was leveraging and optimizing every square foot of warehouse space through automating the movements of goods. Now, you and I may have visited a warehouse, I don't know, 6 months ago when we weren't allowed to take pictures of a certain solution in there. Just possibly that solution was Honeywell, but Honeywell wouldn't be able to talk about it even if it were. But I really like where this is headed, right? You've got health, ship, pack, picking. I had none of these tools when I was an 18-year-old working in a warehouse doing all of this, and I wish there had been. But hats off to Honeywell for hitting another inflection point with a real solution, but doing it with real tech.
Absolutely, Pat. This is one of those real world meet real solutions. It's not it's not super cool AI robots flying around and stuff, but they do drones flying around. So there's some pretty cool stuff going on over there.